Hello everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone's doing fine this lovely Tuesday morning, guys. I hope you're all doing good, guys. I hope I'm clear. I hope I'm nice and balanced and stuff like that. Everything is all blessed with you guys. Thank you for joining me, guys. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, put the notifications on. Very much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much, guys, and welcome to Stretford Post. Okay, guys, let's get straight into it. Of course, I've been speaking all week. It seems like I've been speaking for years about Carlos Baleba. Carlos Baleba, of course, was a huge topic over the summer in regards to a signing for Manchester United. Now, obviously, we did not get that signing through the door. Sadly, as it was, we didn't get the signing through the door. But there is a twist, another twist to this transfer saga. Carlos Baleba has given Manchester United a verbal agreement in regards to signing for the club. Now, guys, how much weight you put on this in regards to him actually signing for the club is another thing completely. But it does seem like that Carlos Baleba only wants Manchester United. He doesn't want anyone else. Manchester United are very aware of the fact that Liverpool are interested in Baleba as well as Real Madrid. They're also interested in Carlos Baleba. Real Madrid are looking to revamp their midfield, guys. So this is very big news in regards to basically Man United getting ahead of the pile in regards to getting Carlos Baleba, because he will have a lot of clubs interested in him over this summer, guys. And having a verbal agreement may seem nothing, but it is a start. Manchester United are also trying to work out a deal in principle with Brighton and Hove Albion in regards to the price. Of course, the price was astronomical during the summer, but it is thought that Manchester United can get an affordable price, a much less than what was originally touted during the summer, of around 75 to 85 million euros, guys. It's something to be very alert with, because Manchester United are very interested in this player. We want this player. We're big fans of this player. We admire this player. It's very important that Man United get this player if they want this player. Ruben Amorim wants this player, and Ruben Amorim has signified his intent in regards to, you better get Baleba or else, because I'm a Baleba and you're a Baleba, and you better get him or else. The verbal agreement is very important, guys. It's something that we will give us the advantage, so to speak. It will give us the advantage in regards to acquiring him. Maybe in January. We hope it's in January. If not, it will be in the summer. So this is very important, guys, in regards to the actual reality of this deal happening, because, you know, without his agreement, we did have an agreement in the summer, of course. We had an agreement in principle in regards to contractually. He now still wants the Manchester United move. There was thoughts about him not going to Man United because Man United messed him about in the summer and stuff. And Man United didn't do the move. There was a lot of noise about Baleba. Obviously, just before the protests we were supposed to be doing, there was the Baleba noise, wasn't there? And it sort of disrupted the whole protest, and the protests were cancelled. And obviously, that does give the impression, and it probably is, a manipulation tactic, a diversion tactic in regards to the fan base, and basically cancelling those protests. But Manchester United are interested in Carlos Baleba. They have reached an agreement in principle in regards to verbally, and that depends on Manchester United's agreement with Brighton, though. This Brighton deal is very interesting, because Brighton and Man United haven't really seen eye to eye. Brighton were more or less disrespected by Manchester United when we put in a bid of 50 million euros plus 5 million in incentives. It is a little bit disrespectful when you think about the valuation thing of Carlos Baleba. Brighton and Hove Albion are thinking more on the lines of Caicedo, who signed for Chelsea for about 100 million. Man United are thinking more on the lines of João Pedro, who signed for about 70 million. Guys, so one to look out for. We're really looking forward to the January transfer window. There could be some moves going on, guys. Now, as I've spoken about a few times, Man United are looking for around 2 players to reinforce that midfield. Manchester United look likely to lose Casemiro. Also, they're looking to sell on Ugarte at the moment. Ugarte hasn't really fitted in well at Manchester United, and it's quite possible that Bruno Fernandes could possibly leave the football club as well. So Man United could lose 3 midfielders, guys, at once. Now, it's not guaranteed, but if Man United did lose 3 players at once, Man United are looking to bring in reinforcements to that midfield to solidify that midfield a little bit and add options there, because we won't have any options. We do need a big squad. One of the players that we spoke about quite intensively over the last few weeks and months is Lucien Agume. Now, the Sevilla player, of course, would represent a much cheaper option than Baleba, but Manchester United are looking into bringing both players, a Lucien Agume and a Baleba. These 2 players are very, very high on Manchester United's list. Of course, I did say that Manchester United are also interested in Elliot Anderson. They're also interested in Adam Wharton, but Manchester United are also thinking about bringing in 2 players, which would obviously not cost as much as it would cost if Man United get a Baleba and Man United get an Adam Wharton, or Man United get a Elliot Anderson, who's had a 65 million price tag slapped on his head. So we have to, Man United have to be shrewd in this market and have basically bring in as many quality players as they possibly can. And hopefully they can fix that midfield and we can solidify that midfield, guys. And that will be absolutely brilliant for going forward. It is a blessing. Man United do want Carlos Baleba. It's about time we got him. We should have got him in the summer, of course. And I would say that we're going to, I would put my bet on 60-40 Man United get Baleba. I think we will get him. And especially with the news about the verbal agreement, about him speaking to Man United representatives and Man United trying to solidify the deal and trying to get a foothold in a deal. I think it does. I think if Man United miss out on this target, it will be a devastating one, because, you know, they've done so much in regards to this deal and they have moved it forward, and they have, like, listen, guys, like, there are players that we've been chasing for months and months and years, and we haven't gotten them in the past, and it's incompetence. Man United. The great thing about it right now in regards to Man United and Carlos Baleba, if Man United don't get Carlos Baleba, there is options out there. And I would say that in regards to obviously Elliot Anderson, obviously Lucien Agume, Lamine Camara, these type of players are very, very high up the list of Manchester United's wanting list as well. So there is players out there, but the priority is Carlos Baleba. Carlos Baleba is the guy that Manchester United want, guys. Absolutely. What are your thoughts? Are you happy with that? Would you be happy with someone else? Do you think it's too much to pay for Carlos Baleba? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I really appreciate everyone in this stream, guys. Let me say hello to everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is blessed today, guys. I hope you're all doing good. Good morning, Daryl. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we get them. Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. Look, guys. I'm not one of those guys who are going to be a bit snobby in regards to players. There are some great midfield players out there that Man United can pick up. It's not just Baleba or nothing for me. I just feel like Man United. I just feel like Man United need to sort out the midfield position, and I think that is important for us. I think we need to sort out that midfield position, we really do. And if we can do that, brilliant, guys. And we really do. Regardless of who it is, as long as it's talented, as long as we're talented. Good morning, Sal. Just watched the Ballon d'Or. Very happy for Dembele. Very happy from Dembele. But let me tell you something about the Ballon d'Or. I'm not really interested in it because obviously I think it's corrupt. Obviously, I come from a period where Man United players didn't win Ballon d'Ors. Even when we won a treble, we didn't win any Ballon d'Ors. So I don't really take the Ballon d'Or as seriously as some take it. I'm sorry, but I don't, you know. Hopefully we get him in January. I agree, hopefully. Good morning, Emil Samuel. What's going on, my friend Ephraim? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Sal. What's your thought of Scholes' comments on Rashford? Now, look, I'm going to bring that into the show very quickly, guys, in regards to Marcus Rashford and the comments from Paul Scholes. Basically, Paul Scholes said of Marcus Rashford, I really struggled to feel happy for Marcus Rashford, mainly because of his attitude. His attitude towards Man United towards the end was disgraceful, guys. He went on to say, the amount of times I saw him walking because he wanted to leave, his whole demeanor about him was a disgrace. I think he quit on Man United. When you quit once, you'll quit again. Absolutely. Very, very telling comments there. He also went on to say he was late last night for Barcelona. He won't get away with that for long at Barcelona. There's absolutely no chance. Now, what do I think about this in regards to Marcus Rashford? And people know my stance on Marcus Rashford. I don't really like the guy in regards to the way he acted at Man United. And I think that Paul Scholes is absolutely spot on. I think he's spot on. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary that Paul Scholes speaks about him, but he was asked the question on that program, of course. I think that he's right. I just feel like, if I'm being honest, guys, I just feel like it's a little bit unnecessary. You don't need to just add fuel to the fire in regards to Marcus Rashford. What we want is we want Marcus Rashford to do well, because we want Marcus Rashford to be sold. If Marcus Rashford does well at Man United, it's good for Man United at the end of the day. And that is what it's all about for us. We need to concentrate on getting rid of Marcus Rashford at this football club, and we don't want to put him under any extra pressure. Of course, big up Garrett. What's going on? I hope you're doing well, by the way. Good morning, Marky Mark, the legend. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Morning, Sal. The community. How are you, my friend? Very well. Thanks for asking, my friend. De Ligt is slowly turning into a beast of a defender, but we need to sort out this midfield situation and right wing back soon. Big up, Sal. Big up yourself. Absolutely. If I speak about De Ligt, I think he's the only defender in our team. Over the last few years, guys, I would put him. That reminds me of a Manchester United defender. It reminds me of a Nemanja Vidic, that type of defender. Do you know what I mean? I think he's absolutely phenomenal. I think he's been brilliant at Man United, and I think he's come on leaps and bounds. And I feel like the criticism for him in the past has been awful. It hasn't been. It's been unjustified, because I feel like he's been very consistent for Man United, rarely injured as well. Obviously, there was that thing that was thrown at him in regards to injuries, but he's been very consistent for Manchester United. And I really, really like the way he's been playing. In regards to the midfielder, I agree 100%. We need to get this midfield situation sorted out. Happily, Man United are talking to midfielders, are looking at bringing in a midfielder. And it does look likely that Man United are going to reinforce that midfield position next transfer window. Hopefully that is in January. Of course, guys, we do need a right wing back. I think that's highly underrated. Of course, there were rumors going around about Federico Di Marco in Italy, that he could be coming to Manchester United. Guys, as exclusively broke on Stretford Post, by the way. But I would say that Man United need to concentrate not on the left wing back position, but mainly on that right wing back position, because we don't have anyone there. Guys, we don't, and if we do have people there, we don't have anyone of quality in that position, in my opinion, guys. Big up, Marky Mark. It's good to see you, my friend, as usual. Thank you so much. Hey, Sal, how are you? Good to be with you. Good to be with you as well, Gary. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really, really appreciate you. Good morning, Ellen. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you again, my friend. Good to see Sanjay in the house as well. Good morning, Joe. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Morning, Sal. If we can get a midfielder or two to throw the door, then fantastic. Or to throw the door, then fantastic. For me, we need a goalkeeper, and no, we need goalkeeper, and no, we got Lamens, but somehow with experience like Costa. I don't think we need a goalkeeper, Joe. No, I don't. I think it's a waste of time. Lamens is good enough. Lamens is good enough. I'm going to get into this goalkeeper situation. Man United don't need to waste their time getting another goalkeeper. Senny Lamens is good enough, and we need to show trust in Senny Lamens. Costa is overrated. Never made a great save. I've never seen him make a great save. He's good at penalties, but I just feel like he's only going to go after Costa because he's Portuguese. I feel like Man United need to trust Senny Lamens. Believe me, Senny Lamens is going to be Man United's first choice goalkeeper, and we can have whoever we like as a second choice goalkeeper. Senny Lamens is ready. We don't need another goalkeeper. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. Trust me. I think Man United just need to trust in the young goalkeeper and believe in him. He's 23. He's not that young, but, we need to trust in him. I think he's good enough. I've been ranting and raving about him. I've been watching him for a year. He's better than Costa. Trust me. And we don't need any more goalkeepers. Absolutely not. Why would he want to go to Liverpool when you can go to Man United? Absolutely, Ellen. Big up, Dempo. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. How good is your sauce? I mean, my sauce is generally good. What I would say is that I broke Mbeumo before it happened. I broke Dorgu before it happened. It's not to say that it's set in stone, because nothing has been solidified yet. As we know, with a verbal agreements are not like set in stone. It's not a contractual agreement. It's a verbal agreement. So I want to go to Man United. It's like me saying to you, I want to go to Man United. How much you put on that is a different story, But it does look like he wants Man United, which is key. That's the first step, that he wants Man United. He wants to sign for Man United. And I think that is the first step, of course. Ephraim. Sal, Christian Eriksen saying that the pressure from experienced players is the reason not playing performing is absolute rubbish. If they have the mentality, they can perform. If you don't have the mentality, and if you can't handle the media and you can't handle the noise around Man United, then Man United is not for you as a player. I like Christian Eriksen, but at the end of the day, I don't want any excuses. And this is exactly what I've been talking about today, about accountability. These players will blame everyone but themselves. This is what I've been talking about in regards to Ahmad, in regards to Rashford, in regards to Sancho, everything but themselves. You know, they don't want to blame themselves. This is the thing with them. Now, look, with Man United, the media, the scrutiny has always been there at Man United. It's not a new thing. Ask David Beckham the amount of scrutiny he got at Man United. It was far, far worse. You know, these players who just want to make excuses, you know, and this is what I don't like, the excuses, the sob stories, you know, the media, oh my God, there's too much pressure on us. This is why we don't win anything, because they're weak. They just need to stop looking at the media, stop looking at other people, and start focusing on themselves. And that's what they should do at the end of the day, you know. It's ridiculous, to be honest with you, you know. Ellen, big up Ellen. I hope you're doing well. Thank you, Ephraim. For me, it is a midfielder before a goalkeeper. We need both, but the midfielder, I don't think we need both. Ellen, Senny Lamens. Guys, what is wrong with you guys? You're falling out with Senny Lamens already. If we get a goalkeeper, we get a youth goalkeeper. Senny Lamens is a proper goalkeeper, man. You guys need to do your research. Really do. This thing with a goalkeeper is ridiculous. It's a waste of money. We've got Senny Lamens. He's 23. He's good enough. He's older than De Gea when he made his debut. De Gea was 20. We need to show trust in him and loyalty to him. But just because you haven't seen him play doesn't mean he's not good enough. Ruben Amorim needs to stop being a coward and start playing him. That's what Ruben Amorim needs to do. Absolutely. Big up, Amir. I hope you're doing. I hope you're well. Thank you so much, Ellen. Anyway, big up, Irfan. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. As usual, Ephraim, we need wing back. Also, it's a necessary for the system. I agree. That's what we need more than a goalkeeper, definitely. Amir, we believe in you, Sir Amorim. Big up, Amir. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, all. For me, I would get rid of Ugarte because clearly it has not worked out for him, but Casemiro keeps him as a backup until the summer. I'm selling. I would sell Ugarte and I would get rid of Casemiro eventually because I just don't think it's worked out well for both of them. I think Casemiro has been a little bit better. I think he's experienced and stuff like that. However, I would say this, Joe. I would say this. Any midfielder that comes into Man United right now and plays alongside Bruno Fernandes is going to struggle. Any midfielder, including Baleba. And this is something that I want to bring in because at the end of the day, it's no coincidence that Casemiro, that Mainu, that Ugarte struggle in the Man United midfield because Bruno Fernandes is there being ill-disciplined. And this is very important. And we're going to see this as the season goes on, that Bruno Fernandes is not a midfielder and he makes too many mistakes as a midfielder, you know? So I just need to look at the Man City game to show you that. I just feel like, you know, it's unfortunate for Ugarte, but Ugarte's fallen victim of the partner next to him. And I think that is a problem because when Ugarte goes and plays for Uruguay, when he goes and plays, for them, he does very well, you know. It's madness, isn't it, Joe? Gary, let's get the club execs to get going on it since they are so damn slow in the transfer business. Absolutely. 16 likes, Ellen. Come on, guys. Let's get to 50 likes, guys. Absolutely. Let's get to 50 likes. Guys and girls. And 100 likes, guys. Yesterday, we got 100 likes. Can we get 100 likes today, guys? I mean, I don't know. We had a lot of people online yesterday. That would be absolutely fantastic. Let's try and get to 100 likes, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Big up, Joe. Thank you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Agree with Scholes. I agree with Scholes, too. I think Scholes was absolutely spot on about that. Absolutely spot on. Smash the likes and subscribe. Thank you so much, Ellen. Guys, absolutely. Why did Scholes wait for Rashford to leave and then criticize him? Why wouldn't he support him, managers, when it was clear Rashford was jeopardizing our games? He did call him out a couple of times, but he was asked a question yesterday about what he did on the lead up to the end of his career at Man United. He was talking about the end of his career at Man United, and I agree with Paul Scholes 100%. Paul Scholes is 100% right. Paul Scholes is one of the best midfielders in 30 years, and he should say what he says because he's the best. He's one of the best. He's my best player. And I feel like he was spot on about that idiot Rashford. Absolutely. Ephraim, Sal, if you have a keep from Ahmad or Xerxes, who would you keep? That's a very difficult question, Ephraim, in my opinion. It'd probably be Ahmad because he's played more football. And that's it. And Ahmad can play on the right wing back. At the moment, he can play a right wing back, of course. CTRL, it's a big up, Bash. How you doing, my friend? Has been amazing for us this season, to be honest. Been absolutely game changer, Bash. Absolutely. He's been a game changer. He's been brilliant. And I'm pleased with him. I'm so pleased with him because when he came to this football club, he had so much abuse, so much criticism. that, you know what, I felt was so unfair because I believed in him, and I'm so happy that he's showing his worth. He reminds me of a modern day Nemanja Vidic. Of course, that is high praise indeed, but I knew it would be when because obviously De Ligt has been captain at a very young age. He's a very influential player, a very good player, and I'm very happy with him, of course. Unfortunately, I don't think Ahmad and Xerxes is in our squad to the future. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, look, you know, with Ahmad, he has deleted himself from social media and all that. I don't know why he's doing that in regards to, is that a tactical thing? Is that attention seeking? Have the fans gone too far? I don't think so. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, the snowflake generation. We come from generations of legends, guys. And when you have a little bit of criticism, it's not because we hate you. It's not because we're trying to slander you and abuse you. It's because we believe in you. So when people criticize you, use that as motivation. People who love you, people who care for you, will criticize you. At the end of the day, if they didn't care for you, they wouldn't criticize you. Like I've always said, if I walk into my house and my wife tells me, Sal, you're putting on a little bit of weight, you know what I mean? She's going to tell me, you know, I'm going to think like, oh, thank you for telling me. I better lose some weight then, you know? Because it's care, it's love. If my mum did the same, if my dad did the same, it's care and love. And it's exactly the same with players like Ahmad. If we criticize you, bro, it's not because we dislike you. It's not because we don't rate you. It's because we know you're better than what you're showing. Show us. Don't go to social media, delete all your social medias and everything like that. You know, delete your name, Manchester United, from your social media first, and then do that. What's the point of doing that? Because that's just going to cause chaos. And the last thing we don't need is chaos at this football club. Absolutely. Big up, Ellen. Dembo, good to hear he's waiting on us. Let's get a kid. Let's get the kid in January before anyone comes to suffer. Absolutely, brother. Really agree with that, Dembo. I really agree wholeheartedly. Absolutely, we need to get him. Big up, Scott. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Of course, no need for a goalkeeper. We have Lemens and Vitek. Absolutely, Scott. We do not need a goalkeeper. Let's forget about the goalkeeper. We got Lemens. Lemens is good enough. I know that not a lot of people know about him. I do. And he's a very good goalkeeper. I know that people think, oh, he's young, he's not going to be good. He's a very good goalkeeper, and he's best goalkeeper we have at the football club at the moment. Of course, Ruben Amorim has been very calculated in when to bring him into the team, because obviously he's just come to England. So we need to bed him into the team a little bit, and let's see what happens. Garrett, agree with Sal. They are not United players. No pride for the badge. Absolutely. Senny Lamens is one of the best keeper in the world. You will see that slice of the sieve. I don't know if you mean that sarcastically, but you will see that slice of the sieve, that Senny Lamens will be one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I didn't compare him to Petr Cech. I didn't compare him to Courtois for no reason, guys. I did it for a reason, because I've been watching this guy for over a year, and we do not need a goalkeeper. What Ruben Amorim needs to do is stop being a coward and start playing the new players, and start being a bit more brave. And that's what he needs to do, because at the end of the day, he who dares wins. And he's not daring at the moment, in my opinion. Absolutely. And he needs to do that if he wants to progress, of course. Lamens has not been given an opportunity, and we're here already disrespecting him. Exactly. I mean, people just ignoring him like he's not there. My guys, listen, Senny Lamens is that guy. He's that guy. He's better than Costa. What is Costa? Costa, I never see him make a good save. I never see anything about Costa. I look at Costa and I think, it's average. An average goalkeeper, you know. But that Portuguese influence, of course. Good morning, Darren. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. People need to research Lam, and he is very good. And people forget. People haven't researched. And I would urge people, when they make opinions on players, please research them. They're very good, guys. So Senny Lamens is very good. Do your research. He's absolutely good. We're just being very calculated when we're going to bring him into the team. And that is Ruben Amorim being very cautious, as Ruben Amorim always is very cautious. Of course, guys. Absolutely. Ellen. Thing is that Fergie made a fortress around the players at Carrington. When people hung Beckham dolls in the streets, Fergie kept him safe and sound in the club. Players need to stay away from some. Alex Ferguson was a genius. When David Beckham returned from the 1998 World Cup, he went straight to Alex Ferguson. Alex Ferguson said, "Don't worry, son, we got you. I've got you, bruv. You know, not bruv, but I got you, son." Right. So at the end of the day, I was in England. I lived in England all my life. I saw the banners. I saw the graffiti. I was in the stadiums when Beckham was getting abused, when his wife was getting abused, when he was getting abused. I was in the stadiums, and some of it was so disgusting. I felt embarrassed, you know. And to be honest with you, look, the thing with Beckham had character. Beckham had strength. These players these days don't have character, they don't have strength, they don't have accountability. Beckham took all that nonsense and turned it into a treble. That is what Beckham did, right? It's not just Alex Ferguson, it's Beckham. Beckham was the guy. He was proper East London. You know, he took it by the absolute cojones, and he went out there and won a bloody treble. That is what Beckham did. What do these players do? I'm going to delete my social media. I'm deleting my social media. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. And that is what the problem is with this football club. You know what I mean? Big up, Ellen. David says, unfortunately, Amram doesn't start Lamens anytime soon. People will raise eyebrows. I think I am already raising 1 or 2 eyebrows. Absolutely. Ellen, totally agree about sending Lamens, and I'm excited about him, but he doesn't do us any good on the bench. Yeah, but he will be on the bench. What's it going to do if we bring in another goalkeeper? We'll be falling further behind, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, he'd be falling further behind. So what we need to do is say that we need Senny Lamens to play, not bring in another goalkeeper to make it harder for him. You know what I mean? Guys, Slicer Sib, losing Casemiro is dangerous because he's a 5-time Champions League winner. We actually need that experience. No, we don't. He's too old, Slicer Sib. He's finished, mate. He's finished a year ago. Why do you think Real Madrid sold him to us? He's finished. He's got no legs. He's got no legs. He needs to leave. We need to rebuild that midfielder. He needs to go. Man United, he gets 370 grand a week. Man United need to clear him off the books. He's done. Absolutely. He's done. Absolutely. I feel he will start him in the FA Cup. Probably. Let's wait and see. Hopefully. Hope so. Hey, Sal. Lawrence. Hey, Sal. Hope you're well. We will win 3 in a row. And that guy finally cuts his hair on expat fan in Spain like me. Big up, Lawrence. How you doing? I hope you're loving sunny Spain, my friend. Good to see you here, bruv. And what I would say is that, yeah, look, United Strand, I know United Strand. And I just want to say that I condone all the attack at the weekend. It was not nice, you know, and I don't condone any of that. You know what I mean? And I've spoken to him online, and he said, and everything's fine. He just said he's concentrating on the positives, which I agree with. He should do and carry on doing his thing. Unfortunately, with the fan base, what they see is that people will look at it and they'll see like you're trying to mock the football club, and that is what people look at, and they get upset because obviously when you're doing things around Man United, you have to understand the history around Man United, the Busby babes and stuff, and people sacrifice their life for this football club. Which is why people get very upset when they do that. But I don't condone what happened. It was out of order. And I hope that man gets punished for what he did, of course. So I said, realistically, who will be losing in midfield in January or next season? Realistically, who will be losing in the midfield either in January or who's losing what? What's that, bro? That Paul, Abraham needs to start Lamens in the next game. I don't think he'll start him against Brentford. I will say that right now. I am very, very certain that he won't play against Brentford. Absolutely not. It is what it is. I think what the problem is right now, what we're having, and this is where courage comes into it. This is where courage comes to it. I would say that what it is that Senny Lamens, what he's waiting for is for Bayern there to make a mistake. And I think that's wrong. I think we've seen enough of Bayern there. I think now you need to bring in Senny Lamens and give him a chance. That's what you need to do. I think the next game at Old Trafford, Senny Lamens should be in goal. I think the next game at Old Trafford, it should be that. Gary, I'll be so very happy when we don't have to talk about none of the bomb squad get out of the club sold on. I agree as well. We need to get rid of these crybabies, man. There's too many crybabies at Man United. And not only with the players, some of the fans are crybabies because you can't say anything wrong about their favorite player. You know, they give off this really positive tweets and things trying to get likes. You know what they're like. They try to get likes and try to act like Mother Teresa. But in general, they're the most uninspiring people you'll ever meet. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. No, we have to replace Casemiro with future 5-time champions. Casemiro is 33 years old. Absolutely, Ellen, I agree with that. 100%. We need to looking back and we need to look forward. As Ellen said, spot on, that we need to look at the next 5-time European champion. That's what we need to do. And it's absolutely spot on. I couldn't say it better myself. We need to move away from old players. You know what I mean? I think that Ahmad did that, moved his social media to focus on football entirely, in my opinion. I don't know. Why didn't he just ignore social media then? Why did he delete it? It causes, why? If you want to concentrate on football, concentrate on football. You don't need to delete your social media page. You know what I mean? Why would you delete your social media page if you just want to focus on football? Put it on private. Yeah? Put it on private so no one can contact you. Why don't you do that? Why do you have to delete it? Well, you know why to delete it? Because you know that people will be doing the screenshots, people will send it on Twitter and that, and it will be made a big fuss about it, and that is the problem. You know? Lemens needs to start on Saturday or against Sunderland so we can see what he's like. I would start him against Sunderland 100%, Joe. 100%. I would start him against Sunderland. I think he needs to start against Sunderland. I think it'd be brilliant if he starts against Sunderland. It'd be easier game, in my opinion. Touchwood. Paul Scholes knows football. He's got a high IQ. He does. People need to listen to Paul Scholes. You know what I mean? He's a legend, and I would listen to him, you know. Luke Shaw got criticised the other day by Roy Keane, and Luke Shaw respected Roy Keane. And he said, yeah, Roy Keane was right. I performed badly and blah. And he's right. Absolutely. Gary, I think we'll see a much better Ugarte got when Bruno is gone. I'd give him one more year without Bruno, and I think we'll see him shine. I agree with Gary here. I think people are ignoring the fact that Bruno Fernandes is jeopardising our midfield. He really is. He's playing awfully in midfield, and I'm scared about the Brentford game because obviously him giving away the ball against Man City. I'm not forgotten the Man City performance. You know what I mean? I've seen that 11 against 11 against Man City. I've seen that performance, and that was awful. Brentford wouldn't go to Man City and lose 3-0. You know, so what I'm talking about is that, you know, especially this Man City side, I want to see a proper midfield, whether it's Mainu and Ugarte. When you think about the friendlies over the summer, and Man United had Mainu and Ugarte in midfield, and I think we played very well in those friendlies, in my opinion. Ellen, when I tell my husband that he has to put on weight, he say thank you and buy another bag of Ellen. Fair play. Look, listen to your wife. That's what you got to do. Listen to your wife because she knows better. You know what I mean? She knows better. She knows better. Absolutely. Bash, we need two midfielders like Baleba. Then we push Bruno to a number 10 position, most likely. Absolutely. Absolutely. KD, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Dog is much better than many fans giving credit for. KD, I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. The man got an assist. The man got a major chance creation in the last game, and people are jumping on him already. The one thing I like about the Miss Patrick Dorgu, right? When I think about Patrick Dorgu, the one thing I like about Patrick Dorgu is he's attempting to get that ball into the box, right? Even if it's not accurate, when I take you back to the likes of David Beckham, who were at Preston North End at 20 years old, right? I see that Patrick Dorgu is improving. I think the abuse that he's receiving is absolutely disgraceful. I think it is. I think there's people are so willing to criticize Dorgu, who's 20 years old, has only been at Man United 7-8 months. I think it's really, really bad. And I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. We just have to be patient with him. I do feel, however, that we do need cover in that position so we can nurture him in a little bit more effectively. Now, people forget that when you come into Man United, the pressure is on. We have thrown Dorgu, just like we threw Sesko, just like we threw Rasmus, in the deep end, guys. We've thrown them in the deep end. Now, their pressure is on for them to produce performances. I see performances from Dorgu. I saw a great performance from Dorgu, and I think he was underrated, and he was one of the man of the matches in the game. People, what they do, right? What people do is they make an opinion about someone, and then when they play well, they still make the same opinion and don't change their opinion. It shows a lack of IQ. It shows a lack of intelligence. Because I see Dorgu improving day by day by day. I can give you even players I don't like. I can tell you what they're good at. These people don't tell you what they're good at. They just want to criticize. Big up, KD. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Of course. I still think that Amram won't start Amram, and it doesn't look like he'll sub him. Just let Bayender is seemingly okay for now. Until Bayender makes a mistake, Darren. Because Lamens is better than Bayender. And I think that Ruben Amram, if I was going to criticize Ruben Amram about anything, right, it's the cowardice. It's the cowardice. And he is. Playing Bruno as that midfield, not playing him as a number 10, not even trying him Bremo as a right wing back. You can play Bremo on the right wing. You know, you could do lots of things, guys. There's lots of things you can do. Luke Shaw shouldn't be playing in that centre-back position. Should be Aiden Heaven. These players, Aiden Heaven is ready. Aiden Heaven is a generational player, and he should be playing for Man United right now. You know what I mean? Not Luke Shaw. And this is what we're talking about, you know? He needs to take risks. Otherwise, you're going to... What did Alex Ferguson say about young players? What did Alex Ferguson say about young players? You've got to play young players, otherwise they stagnate and they drift off and they decline. That is what Alex Ferguson said about young players. You've got to give them an opportunity. Not every young player will grab the opportunity, but I think Senny Lamens is ready. Senny Lamens has a good head screwed on his shoulders, and I think he deserves an opportunity, in my opinion. Absolutely. Dorger is a warrior. I love him. His crosses will improve. He is young and new to the Premier League. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Beckham is a legend. Absolutely. We can't compare to anyone nowadays to Beckham. No one compares. No one compares to David Beckham in that aspect. Imagine going through what he went through and the next season going and winning a treble. Not only that, he's my player of the season that season. Without David Beckham, there was no assists. There was no goals for your Dwight Yorks and your Andy Coles. There was no goals. Where are they coming from? David Beckham. David Beckham was the man. David Beckham, from the Champions League crosses, the Champions League final crosses, to the first goal against Leicester City in the opening game of the season, which grasped the 2-2 draw. David Beckham was the player of the season, in my opinion. Guys. Overhead kick TV. Stop policing people. Let Ahmed do what he likes on the Instagram page, not yours or Man United. Overhead kick people TV. Stop policing my channel. Stop telling me what to do on my channel, because I do what I like on my channel. And I've seen a lot of greats at this channel, on this channel, guys. And stop supporting players just because of their skin color. Okay, goodbye. Guys, thank you. Dabizas, Slices or Sib. Big up Slices or Sib, of course. Yeah, Scott Casshart is in there, but his Lagos are not what they used to be. Absolutely. Guys, listen. People support players for sinister reasons, not because of footballing reasons. So I look at things from a footballing reason. And this is the thing. We need to criticize players where they need to be criticized. And that's what it is at the end of the day. Sal, Lamens is good goalkeeper. Harry Maguire also said into it, he is a good goalkeeper. He did indeed. Absolutely. It was sad to see that drunk guy pulled it out of his hair. Everyone at first thought it was a joke. I knew it wasn't a joke as soon as I saw it. These people don't mess around. And you know what? Look, I don't condone that. But, one thing you have to be careful about Man United, right, is that you have to be careful that some people take this very, very seriously. They take it very, very seriously, and they feel that their club is being mocked. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, there it is. Big up, LT. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Sal, funny how pundits couldn't take us to winning against Chelsea. Instead, looked at negatives and not mentioning that we have fast starts and top attacking stats. Don't you think it's funny, LT, that a lot of people have gone missing, mate? A lot of people have gone missing this week. I find it. We need to send a missing persons act, a missing persons thing out there, guys. We really do. You know what I mean? They've all gone missing. I honestly feel that Man United became successful. If Man United won the league or the Champions League, I honestly feel that people will be, these people will lose their jobs. I actually think that would have a mental breakdown. I'm thinking like that, in my opinion. Absolutely. Sam, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Amram is only doing an audition with Binder. He'll be sold, and United will buy a second keeper. Hopefully, it is a second keeper, Sam Houston, because I believe in Lamens. Absolutely, Sam. Big up, Sam. We are 3 points behind for third, level points with City. I won't forget Bruno missing that penalty at Fulham. That's 2 points lost there. Yep, and not forgetting the corner against Arsenal. Amram needs to play Mainu as he carries the ball better than Bruno. I agree with Mark there. Big up, Mark. Hope you're doing well. Slices of Sib. I meant as in midfield players we selling either in January or so. I don't think Man United will sell many players in January. I really don't think that. I think Man United will bring in a midfielder in January. I've got a feeling Man United will bring a midfielder in January. However, the news about Baleba is such as that I feel that it's going to be very difficult to bring Baleba in January, considering the money that he cost. What Man United can do in January is Man United can try and work out a deal in principle for Baleba that he can sign next summer, which will be a lot quicker than trying to organize a deal in the summer. I do think that. I'm not saying that he won't sign in January. Brighton are looking to sell him because obviously they know that his head has been turned with Man United and he wants to leave. But I would say that I would like him in January, but I think it's going to be the summer. I think if Man United are going to do any deals for the midfield in summer, in the January, it'd probably be someone like a Ruben Neves, someone like that, in my opinion. Of course. March A, your best player by a mile has to play up the staff to figure out how to incorporate other players. Your best player by a mile has to play. I don't think he is. I think if you remove him, we'll do better. And we haven't seen that yet. Big up, Ellen. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. The last time Bruno was removed from the team, we won 7-1 against Barnsley, didn't we? One of them ones, of course. We lost to Grimsby because of Nanana. We would have beaten Grimsby. Lawrence, didn't know United Strand was a topical lad for him and for Ahmed team. I'm getting better. More rotation needed. However, his form isn't there. I agree. Absolutely, Lawrence. Form. But you know what I would say about form, Lawrence? Form is not passing to a player that's open for an open net. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Shall I agree with you? I think De Ligt is very much in the category of Vidic. You are right to give him the honor. Thank you so much, Gary. Yeah, it's a big honor as well, guys. Another example, look at Ronaldo's character after the game against England when he got Rooney sent off. Bro was resilient. Both of them were. You know, when they came back from the 2006 World Cup, right? When they came back, they could have easily been in hostile environment with each other. They could have easily been arguing with each other. They could easily been disagreeing with each other, but they didn't, did they? They were professional and they carried on, guys. They carried on at the end of the day. Sanjay, 42 likes, big up, absolutely big up everyone, of course. Big up 138, guys. Let's not forget to smash the like. Let's get to 50 likes minimum, guys. Come on, guys. Kenny, Beckham is East London strong. Absolutely. From the same hospital as me. Born in the same hospital, Leytonstone, East London. We're from the same. We went to the same school in Chase Lane. And yeah, I would support Beckham all the way. Very resilient. And this is what I'm talking about, these players. People think that I'm being horrible to these players, but I'm talking about character here. Stop crying and stop being weak. Go out there and prove it on the pitch. And I hope he does on Saturday. Kenny, what are your goalkeepers like, Link, Sal? Does that mean Bayındır will be sold? It does look like Bayındır wants to go back. If he's not first choice goalkeeper, he'll go back to Turkey. Costa is the name that is being mentioned. I don't want Costa. I want us to give an opportunity to sell Elements first. We don't need to waste any more money on goalkeepers, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? Play Sen Elements. Be brave. Play Sen Elements. That's what I would say at the end of the day. Darren, was funny Rooney almost ruined future generations of a big up. KD, Mainu is definitely our better ball carrying midfielder than Bruno, but Amram either doesn't rate Mainu or is scared to play expansive football. I think Mark is a mixture of both. I think that he doesn't want to play Mainu because of Bruno. And this is wrong, in my opinion. I think Mainu carries the ball better. I think Mainu has better control. I think he's better. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And I would say that I would play Mainu. What can I say? I would play Mainu. He's the guy I would play in that midfield. Unfortunately, it's up to Amram, isn't it? KD, Bruno may lose the ball here and there. He's cost us 3 goals, KD. But most fans focus on what they miss out is that he tops our defensive contributions and is still our highest chance creator. This is a low ball knowledge and comment, KD, because football doesn't deal with absolutes. When Liverpool removed Coutinho, he was their top assist maker and everything. But when they removed him, they became more of a team. When Bruno plays for Man United, he's all over the pitch, which leaves the midfield exposed. For example, the midfield of Agate or Casemiro left alone with 3 players on him to overrun that midfield, right? When you remove a player like Bruno from the team may become more balanced, right? It may become more balanced. And we may play more as a team rather than just relying on Bruno hero ball. Bruno has cost us 3 goals this season. Bruno got intimidated by a little nudge from a referee, which contributed to him missing a penalty, right? Bruno threw a young player like Lenny Yoro under the bus that we don't do at Man United, that players in the past have been sacked for. You know, so this is what I'm talking about. Let's not blow smoke up his backside because he's not all that. What we're saying, he's a captain of the ship that came 15th last season, right? I would like him to play at number 10. If he doesn't play number 10, I would like him to be on the bench. And that's it, because he's not a good midfielder. No player should be accommodating any player. No player should be accommodating any player. You know, no way we should be accommodating Bruno when we're not even up in the top 4 or the top 5. If Bruno was getting us into the Champions League and this and that, yeah. But Bruno's getting us 15th, bruv. You know what I mean? We got to understand that. You know what I mean? It's infuriating watching Sesko make all the right ones, but not being picked up. But no, but absolutely, mate. I agree with that. And that is not form. Grayo, Sal, morning, brother. I hope you're well. Everyone there, watch 130, but only 45 likes, guys. Let's get to 50. Only 5 more likes to 50, guys. What's going on? 135 you in the house. I should be at least 100. Come on, guys. So please, guys, can you smash the like button and subscribe buttons and show your support? Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Grayo. You're a legend, of course. Why is it that as we as fans have negative narratives when we play 3 points from second place? Chelsea, Villa, and Newcastle also have bad starts, and they had better seasons. Yet all we do is think about sacking Amram. I know, mate, but that is the way the cookie crumbles with Man United, of course. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Ruben needs to figure out how to play Mainu Kone, and it doesn't work like that, KD. It doesn't work like that. Why didn't Alex Ferguson find a way to play Andy Cole, Dwight York, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Teddy Sheringham in the same team? Why? You know what I mean? Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't fit 100 midfielders into the team. You know what I mean? You need to play the best balanced lineup, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Mark. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Morning, guys. Dorgu is our best left-sided defender, wing-backs, whatever you want him to be. Anyone disagreeing should join the bomb squad and leave too. He is, but I agree with you. He is our best left wing-back. Absolutely. Darren, anybody notice how Cancelo is playing right now, if we can get him or not? Cancelo's playing very well right now. He's in Saudi Arabia at the moment, looking to come back to England. Man United were linked to him over the summer, but it is what it is. Mark, defending Cancelo or strikers, Cancelo, bro, is excellent. Cancelo is excellent. David Beckham is one and still one of my favorite players. And Sal, your top on about him. He played a big part in that 98-99 team. And can imagine if Beckham bought United. Imagine that Beckham weren't playing in that 98-99 team. You know? Did anyone see the goal against Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final? Did anyone see the corners against Bayern Munich in the final of the Champions League? I don't think many people did. You know, because a lot of people underrate him. You know what I mean? And I think it's disgraceful, to be honest with you. Player FC, don't know why these people come on this stream. There's too much Player FC. People think that Player Invincible. And I would say that I'm Man United FC. I'm Man United FC, and that is what I am. There's some people who support players because they come from the same country as them. There's some people who support players because they talk like them. There's some people who support the same players because they dress like them. I support players because they play for Manchester United. And that is it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, there's a sinister nature going on, which I think is crazy. Hammerhead, if you play Sesko in City team, he'll be scored 10 goals. I agree. Absolutely. You think getting Baleba will get us in the Europe? I think, Garrett, I mean, obviously nothing is guaranteed, Garrett. Good to have you here, brother. Really good to have you here. I think nothing is guaranteed, my man. But yeah, I think that he would get us into Europe, in my humblest of opinion. He would. I think he'll be very good. I think we're getting Europe anyway, Garrett. I think we're going to get in Europe anyway. I think we will, in my opinion. KD, don't need to build a team around Bruno. We need to build a team around Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko. Absolutely, man. We need to think about the future. Bloody hell, Bruno's 31, and we're thinking about building a team around him. What has he done at Man United for us to build around a team around? Stat padding, penalties? What? Come on, guys. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in that. I come from a different generation, man. I come from a different generation. I love Bruno. Don't get me wrong. But we got to understand when enough is enough and time is enough, we need to move on. You know what I mean? Morning, Stephen. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Absolutely. Hey, Ruben Neves is not a bad opinion for the time being. He's a good stopgap. I think he's a great player. He went to Saudi Arabia, obviously, because of money. Doesn't mean he's not a good player, is it, Joe? He's a very good player, of course. Neves loan would be good. I agree. Of course, I agree. Of course. Guys, Mark, Dabisas, Bruno is being sold in the summer. No way team will build around him. Absolutely. Seems like that, Mark. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Gary, Dorgu shows that he's working on that cross every time he comes down the left. He's working on himself. He come good. Exactly. When David Beckham played for Man United, his crosses weren't always as good as they were when his latter stages at Man United. He practiced and practiced and practiced. And what we need to do is believe in these players a little bit more rather than throwing them under the bus. Do you know what I mean? It's bad, isn't it? Stephen, sorry. Why can't United strikers score goals? It's the system or the players not passing the ball. Exactly that. The players not passing the ball. Sesko would have a brace on Saturday and the players passed the ball effectively. Sesko had an open goal. If that's the Man United of the old, you know that we're going to score that goal. You know what I mean? I'm sure that Coutinho money got them so many players. It got them so many players, and what did it do, Dabby Zaz? It built them a team. And I think that was the turning point at Liverpool, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Who disagrees with swapping Mainoo for Valverde? I think we'll love that. However, Mark, I think that Valverde will cost 44 million plus Mainoo. That's what it's going to cost. It's going to cost a lot of money for Man United. Valverde's worth 130 million net. Guys, euros. He's a very good player, a generational player, one of the best players in the world. And I would love Valverde. Of course I would, Mark, Maybe explore the avenue, but, it's another very, very expensive player, isn't it? At the end of the day. Stealing players not passing the ball to the striker, absolutely. Absolutely. We never spend big, then they buy worse. I mean, guys, let me give you a little fact about Liverpool, right? I'll give you a fact about Liverpool. Liverpool have always spent the most. Liverpool spent the most in the 90s. Liverpool spend the most now. They've always spent money. They're absolute mythical. They're absolutely off their mind if they don't think Liverpool spent money. System ain't the problem. No, it's not, Kenny. Absolutely. I stick by that wholeheartedly forever, guys. I'm not going to move from that. I'm like Ruben Amorim. The Pope won't make me change my mind in regards to that. Absolutely. Exactly, Kenny. If Ahmed passed the ball, Sesko would have scored. The problem, absolutely, Mark. I think he would have had two. Look at the game. There was another chance he could have passed to him. I think he would have had 2 goals. Did you see the game against Man City when Ahmed got on the right-hand side and Ahmed blasted the ball at Mbeumo? If Ahmed just passed the ball to Mbeumo would have had a tap-in and it would have been a goal, right? Wouldn't have made a difference, but it would have been a goal for him. Mbeumo would have done well for him. But he blasted the ball at him. And I don't like criticizing him, but, Ahmed and Dorgu can't find Sesko, apparently. Dorgu's finding him better. He has found him a couple of times. Ahmed not. Kenny Fan TV, greedy players, then low. It angers me. We are starting to score goals, absolutely. Sesko will start scoring those goals very soon. He is phenomenal in the air and he is fast, strong. And you know what I'm positive about? I'm positive about Mbeumo and I'm positive about Sesko. I'm positive about Mbeumo because I'm positive about his crosses. I love Mbeumo's crosses. When he whips that ball in, mwah, brilliant. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Even if Ahmad and Dorgu can't find Sesko at this moment, Sesko will find Mbeumo. Mbeumo will find him. Yeah, absolutely. But Man United should play 4-3-3 with Cunha, Sesko, and Mbeumo front three. Serious. It doesn't work. It's never worked. 4-3-3 doesn't work. And we stick to the system. Nothing to do with the system. Nothing to do with the system, Mark. I've told you before, nothing to do with the system. Don't be no ball knowledge again, Mark, like you was before, mate. It's nothing to do with the system, right? It is nothing to do with it. We played that. It's got managers sacked, all right? So there's nothing to do with the system. It won't cook. We still have the same midfield. Bagel FC midfield. Do you remember that? KD, Ferdinand says positive things about everyone. He'll say positive things about anyone. You'd say a name, he'll say a positive about him. Don't listen to that. Senya, Amram should give Jim Thwaite more minutes in his team and he'll perform well. I have conviction. Good player. Very young player. It breaks my heart to go back to time to think that we once had players like Giggs, Keane, Scholes, Beckham and Co. Absolutely. And then people are gassing these players. I can't believe it. No, Man United shouldn't play a 4-3-3. They should stick to the Gaffer system and we get the team players he needs. We have tried every system in the world and exactly. We should sold Bruno. I agree, Mark. We should have sold Bruno. I agree. Absolutely. We should agree, guys. I support the player, but I support the football team, and I'm going to call out the players that do badly, KD. I support the players who get intimidated by a referee. I don't support players who call out young players in the media either. All right? So I'm going to call out wrong things if I want to, because I've seen more players than you. I've seen greats at this football club. 40 years, KD. You know? You were spunking your dad's bollocks when I started supporting Man United, brother. So I'll say that respectively. I've seen a lot of players, theoretically. Florian Wirtz has been struggling badly. He's still young. He's still new, though, isn't it? He's still new. You have to give him a chance. No matter what is going on with Ahmad, not just a slow start, but a very bad start. Exactly, Scott. But we can't say anything about that because we get in trouble. You know what I mean? We'll be in trouble if we say anything about that, of course. Sal is right about it. They're not being the system. Players have said it many times. System is easy, and they're not just the same page. Harry Maguire likes the system. He spoke about the system. Lots of players spoken about the system. We've played every formation under the sun. We've even played 4-4-2 under Eric Ten Hag for a brief period. But what people don't understand, I want to bring this into you, and I want to talk about the system. And Pep Guardiola transitions into a 3 at the back and a 3-4-2-1 during the game. Right? Glasner plays a 3-4-2-1. Leverkusen, who won the league, played a 3-4-2-1. Okay, right? Let's talk about all the teams that play a 3-4-2-1. Brazil play a 3-4-2-1. Loads of Italian teams play a 3-4-2-1. It's nothing to do with the system. It's the players in the system, and that's what people have to understand. Do you know what I mean? I know people don't like Rabiot, but we could have easily we used him. Nah, I think those days are gone now, in my opinion. Delete Euro Mazrui. Let me just read KD. Manchester United players always player hating. No, it's not hate, KD. That's a very snowflake thing. It's constructive criticism, mate. It's not hate. Hate is a constructive criticism, bruv. Stop using the word hate. We have attacked Ahmad in it. We have criticized Ahmad in this show. In this show, we've criticized Casemiro, Bruno, Ahmad. We praised players as well. We are a mixture of bag. It's not hating your player FC, mate. You've not seen Man United successful. You don't understand it, mate. Sorry. You don't understand it. You're just like, oh, he's my favorite player. I have nothing to do wrong with my favorite player. Bruno Fernandes has been a phenomenal signing for Man United over the last 12 years. But he's no longer that guy. And that's what I've been saying. And we needed to sell Bruno Fernandes. It's not hate. It's constructive criticism. You need to get with that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Because you come across as player FC. You know what I mean? And that's what you come across. We've spoken about Ahmad. We've spoken about Casemiro. We've spoken about every player. And that's a Dorgu we've spoken about. We've spoken about every player. It's not player hating. Nothing hate's a snowflake word to use. Hate. Goodness me. Old softies, man. Don Bro, delete Euro, Mazrui, Dorgu, Casemiro, and Bremo Cunha and Sesko are the only players in right now positions, and that's the only 8 of the 11 that this is holding us back. Absolutely, I agree. Gary, damn right, Man United FC, absolutely, mate. Not player FC. People crying. I'm waiting for Derby United to at the end of the day. I've been supporting Man United 47 years. I've been supporting Man United 67 years. Anyone could say that, KD. Anyone could say 47 years, mate. Come on the show and give me a score about Man United's history then. You wouldn't know. No man who's been supporting Man United 47 years talks like you, bruv. I'll tell you that right now. I know people support Man United. Anyone could say that. I've been supporting them 67 years. Fans have the right to get their point across, though. Fans have the right to get their point across. Man United FC. No, not for you, Gay D. It's not Man United FC. It's Bruno FC for you. Because we need to accommodate the system to play Bruno. We need to accommodate players to have Bruno. Players in the system is definitely the problem. Some just don't want to be put in the work, and some are just not meant for the position that they are placed in the system. But it is all down to player effort. It's down to player effort. You said it right there at the end, guys. At the end of the day. I don't know what you're on about, Stephen, about fans. Fans get their opinion on here. I read out everyone's comment. Doesn't mean I agree with it. Guys, I agree with KD here. If Sesko scores 1, he will be on it. Stephen, I'm on about, look, we support Man United. These players get paid a lot of money, and we have every right to call out Man United players if they do something wrong. If we don't, what's the point? That's a snowflake generation, guys. This is Stretford Post, right? Stretford Post, I don't want to be a snowflake channel. I don't want to be one of those channels that just cliche. You know what I mean? Like those other channels. So just cliche. Oh, well, you know what? You know what? Do. This show is passionate because we're real Man United fans. You know what I mean? Chess Chaser Bazaslai, who is playing in Liverpool and did so well, labelled him best right back in the league. Commitment. It is all about commitment, Mark. Nothing about the system. It's about players playing in the correct positions and players giving their all. That is what it's all about, guys. Guys, thank you for joining me. Whether you agree or not, great, passionate show again. That's what it's all about, guys. We move on to Brentford. That is what it's out about, guys. Moving on to Brentford game. That's what I want to see, us being enthusiastic for the Brentford game. Guys, don't forget to join me later on for Chatterbox. Very important. You join me for that. And also, guys, don't forget to smash a like on the video on the way out. Very important we do that. Guys, what I would say is to everyone, whether I agree with you or don't agree with you, I will read out every single comment and I will give you a voice. Other people don't do that. It doesn't mean I agree. You know, at the end of the day, you don't have to agree with me. But I'm going to give my point and other people are going to give their points across at the end of the day. I've seen a lot of Man United at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, I will call out things for what they are, which is why I work in football, which is why I can talk about Man United for hours without looking at a spreadsheet. You know what I mean? So, guys, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate everyone, guys. Take it easy. KD, I love you, brother. Take it easy. I'm not anti. I'm anti-play FC. KD could have fooled me today, brother, but I get your point. Listen, let me just say something before I do anything, right? Ahmad, Bruno, these players right here, I believe in them. All right? I believe in them and I want them to do well. One thing I won't do, right, is I won't accommodate any player that affect the football team. I won't accommodate a player just to fit a player into the team. I think that is where we've been going wrong over the last year or so. You may disagree, but that's what I think at the moment. I think that's where we're going wrong. Ahmad is not a right wing back. It's quite obvious he's not a right wing back, and I think that affects the team. Bruno's not number 8. He's quite obviously not number 8, and I think that affects the team. And I think we got to think about what is best for Manchester United, and that is my point, guys. Absolutely. But I read out every comment. Guys, I clearly read out every comment, guys. I don't have to, but I do. And I read out every comment, guys. So, and even if I disagree with it. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, guys, and enjoy yourself. I'll see you later on Chatterbox. Take it easy. Peace.